Hey, what's up guys? Houston here. Look, if you're trying to get business credit funding from American Express, I'm going to walk you through some of the things that you actually need to know in order to do that. Now, the first thing is definitely you should pre-qualify, okay, for their cards, all right? You should pre-qualify for the cards. Now, here's something that you do need to know that's very important. In reference to when you're pre-qualifying, one of the biggest things that American Express goes off of is income. This is very important. A lot of people do not inflate your income. You need to put accurate income on here. Here's the reason why. Because what happens is when you're applying for a personal credit card or a business credit card, especially when it's a charge card with American Express, and you mess around and you're trying to see what your actual limit is on that card, yes, like with your American Express Gold, Platinum, or Green card, just for an example, with those type of cards, they say it's unlimited, but that's not true. You actually do have a limit. However, check on the limit of it over 3 times. You're going to create a financial review, okay? And so what ends up happening, once you get approved for the card, what they'll do, they'll cut the card off until you provide your tax. Sometimes they may even want your pay stubs. So this and bank records. So this is why you do not want to mess around with that. If they give you a credit card, a charge card, excuse me, not a credit card, a charge card, and you want to know your actual spending limit, okay, again, only check it maybe once or twice. But if you check it over that, I'm telling you guys, you're going to create a financial review. That's just an inside tip that I really know about. Now, here's the thing about it. In reference to income, this is very important, especially for people that's trying to get a high limit. All right. The income, you can use your spouse's income, include your spouse's income. If you have money from like a 401k, alimony, child support, you can include that income as well. If you're on disability and you're renting out a room, you can also include that type of income also. All right. This is very important because they're very sensitive when it comes to income. They're more sensitive on income than it is the credit score or the inquiries. Now, here's the key to this. Many people think that you have to have a 700 plus in order to get an American Express business credit card. And that's not true. The minimum score that I've seen, actually, I've seen people with a 620 if they're already an American Express ecosystem and they still was approved for a business credit card. Now, granted, was the credit card a high limit credit card? No, but they still got approved because it was already in their ecosystem. Now, again, if you're going for the American Express business credit cards, you want to first apply and get into the ecosystem applying for the personal credit card. Another way for you to get into American Express ecosystem, okay, is also you can open up a savings account, a business bank account with them. You can do a CD with them. So you have multiple ways that you can actually get into their ecosystem. But one of the easiest ways is to do a pre-approval. And like with the pre-approval, they do not do a hard pull on your credit. So that's the reason that I'm showing you this here form here, because you can use this here and do your pre-approval. Once you do your pre-approval, they will tell you what cards you will qualify for. Now, does that pre-approval mean a guaranteed pre-approval? No. Okay, this is just to see what credit cards you are actually pre-approved for. Then once you actually accept the pre-approvals and you apply for them, then they'll actually do a hard pull. Now, here's the good thing about that. Once you get that first credit card with American Express, then they start with the internal data, all right? And so what that means with the internal data is that they're going to actually be looking at those numbers and how you're actually utilizing the credit card. Now, you can apply for both a personal credit card as well as a business credit card at the same time, okay? That is also something that you have the ability to do. Now, in terms of verifying income and documents, like I said, they will not ask in terms of you to provide income and documents unless the address, maybe the address that you're putting on the application is not matching up with the information on your credit file. And this is another thing that's happening in the banking world. A lot of people are not knowing this, that like say that you're building your credit up and you add in an authorized user on the credit file. What ends up happening, that authorized user address is picked up on that credit file, right? So since that authorized user's address is picked up on that credit file, when you go to apply for a credit card with your address, and that artificial intelligence comes back with that authorized user's address because that's the most recent address, now you will get denied. So then you would have to reach out to the credit bureaus in order for them to correct that, so that way you can move forward with applying for business credit cards and business funding, as well as personal funding. It'll affect you on both sides of the spectrum. Now, in terms of when it comes to business credit cards, usually financial institutions, they'll check your business credit file. But you can get business credit cards without having a business, okay? You can get, especially with American Express, you can be a DBA to get a business credit card, okay? So that's some things that I needed you all to understand. Now moving forward, talking about some of these credit cards, all right? Here's the American Express credit card. These are all the American Express credit cards. Now, here's the thing about it. With the American Express Lowe's credit card, all right, it's through Crony Bank. They're usually going to pull your TransUnion. Most of the time with American Express, if you're brand new, they're going to pull two inquiries, an Experian and a TransUnion. And they're going to do a FICO 8. Okay? They're going to pull your FICO 8 so that you know. Now, going back to this Lowe's credit card here, it's through Crony Bank. More likely, they're going to pull your TransUnion. Card pull TransUnion FICO 8 for this. All right? It's not American Express doing it. It's the Crony Bank, since they're the credit card issuer of it. Now, in terms of which is your easiest American Express cards, your easiest American Express cards that I would tell you to go after would be the Delta SkyMiles Gold Business American Express card, and then your American Express Blue Cash or Blue Business Plus card. These are your top three, and these are revolving. This Delta Gold, this can be a revolving as well. So all of your Deltas, they can be revolving. These other cards here, your American Express Platinum, Gold, Plum, Green. Now these and your Hilton can be a revolving, but these are going to be your charge cards. You do not, if you're trying to build up business credit and business funding, okay, with American Express, you do not want these cards. You do not want the American Express Business unless you just want points. If you're going to be doing like a lot of traveling and stuff like that, they're good for that. But beyond that, they're not really good for business funding. Now, they do have a mechanism in it where once you find out, say with the American Express Platinum card, Business Platinum card, say that they say, okay, your spending limit is $50,000, right? So then American Express does have this thing that says, okay, you can pick out how much money you're going to be spending on an average, right? So say that you may be spending like $10,000 that month. So what they'll do, they'll say, okay, you're going to be spending $10,000 out of that $50,000. So that $10,000, we're going to put that on a monthly payment plan. Anything beyond that, what you're going to do, you're going to have to pay it off in full. So the $10,000 you set aside that you're actually going to be spending, that's going to be on a monthly plan, and then the rest of that $40,000, if you spend beyond that $10,000, you're going to have to pay it off in full. Another thing, again, that I want to tell you about these here charge cards, and this is very important. With these charge cards with American Express, I hope I'm giving you good game. For those of you all that's enjoying the video, please give me a thumbs up, because I'm breaking this down, and I know nobody on YouTube has broke this down the way that I'm breaking it down because of experience. Now, here's the thing about it. If you have the platinum, gold, or any of these charge cards here, all right, and say that you have a business, and say that you're using a high limit of that charge card without setting up that monthly spending payment plan, say that you do use $30,000 a month, okay, charge card, but you're going to pay the card off again. So what ends up happening, they'll let you do it once or twice, but that third time that you max out that credit card, they're definitely going to ask for a financial review. They're going to ask for a financial review because they're going to wonder, hey, what's up with this? To make sure you're not laundering or anything like that. They're very inquisitive when they see a strange activity that's happening. All right, so you have to be very careful about this. Now, why would I tell you the best credit cards to get would be, the easiest credit cards is the Delta, the American Express, and the Blue. Now, the best credit cards that you want to get with American Express would be these two cards here, the American Express Blue. The reason is because, see here, they give you 0% interest on purchases for 12 months. So that means that you're just using their money and you're paying it back with your money, but you're not paying any interest on it. So if you need to make a large purchase, you're only just paying for what you're actually using on the card, and you're not paying any interest. So that's the reason that I like that card, as well as this here card also. All right, it's not about points. Again, if you're focused on just points, I know a lot of people want to get the American Express gold and platinum card so they can whip it out for prestige and stuff like that. But at the same time, if you're actually for your business, these are your top two credit cards because they don't charge any interest on the purchases. All right. That being said, understanding that how the business credit cards work, the next thing you want to go to, if you have an established business, there's one other key thing I'm going to tell you guys about also. Now, most people know that American Express offers business loans. Some people are not aware that they offer business lines of credit. And you guys know I'm a very go after the business lines of credit, okay? The reason is because with the business lines of credit, once you get it, now with the loans it's invitation. With the lines of credit it's invitation. You have to at least have an American Express business credit card, okay, in order to get access to the line of credit. Now, here's the thing about it. You see here it says 18 years of age, have started your business at least 1 year. You have to be in a business for at least 1 year, okay? Now, with you being in business at least 1 year, as you can see here, you need a 660 credit score, all right? And here's the good thing I like about with their loans and lines of credit, all you need to be making is $3,000 a month, okay? So if you're making $3,000 a month and you've been doing qualify for the line of credit, okay? Now here's the key to this. If you want to avoid a financial review with American Express, one of the things I always tell people, connect your business bank account. The ones that you do most of your transaction with, connect those business bank accounts to American Express so they can automatically or periodically on an automatic basis check to make sure the activity is going on. Because if they see that activity is going on with your business bank account, they have access to it and stuff like that, it'll make it much easier, it'll make it much easier for you all to get access to funding, and it will make it much easier for you to get higher limit increases on the business side with the credit cards as well as with the business lines of credit. Now, in understanding about the business lines of credit, they do split it up in terms of understanding about the application. They do 6, 12, and 18 months on your lines of credit, okay? So that's the reason I would tell you guys, American Express is very good. I know somebody's probably going to ask me, what about Navy Federal American Express? Look, any company out there, I don't care if it's Amazon American Express, they're going to go through Synchrony, okay? You have Navy Federal. Navy Federal has their own institution, which they're going to pull a FICO 9. Now, the Navy Federal American Express card does not put you into American Express ecosystem. So any of those co-partner cards and stuff, that will not put you into American Express system. So if you have a Macy's American Express card, that will not help you get into American Express system, okay? The only way for you to get into American Express systems is what I stated to you earlier. Doing the pre-approval. Getting approved for a regular credit card with American Express, and then applying for your business credit cards with American Express, okay? That's how you get into the system, all right? Now, if you have any other questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off of your credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.